is about so much more than sports. It's about community. On 321 Media, you never have to miss a game. You can watch on your phone, on your TV, and anywhere.
Okay, we're ready to go on the air. Man, that's Greg Moreno and Sal Moreno here. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. In probably one of the biggest weeks in the history of Westerly High School sports. Unbelievable. This was... Yeah, you know, Greg, you played in the game and Thanksgiving games, and this was just unreal. And, you know, 321 Media was right there at the forefront of all of the good things that happened in this past week, which is really amazing when you think about it. You won a Division II championship against the South Kingston team, which is probably twice the size of Westerly, South Kingston. And the week before, we knocked off West Warwick, if I'm not mistaken. Then the week before that was Coventry. And
4 games, they were nearly unstoppable.
Yeah, really unbelievably, really good, Greg. And you know,
It's a football day. It's all football today. We're going to have head coach Ronnie Spossato on.
Definitely, yes. Go ahead.
We're going to have the on-field broadcaster Brent Lazaro on. How long are we rolling today? Did you say we had to?
You got an hour. So, yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, shortly around quarter after, which is really soon, we'll have anytime we'll have Coach Spossato on. But I'll tell you what, it was a pleasure for me to cover and watch these guys all year long. It really was. I mean, they broke a lot of records this year. I guarantee yardage, points. I mean, Landon Husrow broke the Rhode Island, the entire state record for touchdown passes as a junior, and that is incredible. That's more than the likes of like a Liam Cohen. And to say that, you're talking history now, how good he was. And I'll tell you what, the compliment with Calvin Hill III was that's really one of the key factors and why they were so unstoppable, because he runs the ball. He's got speed, he's got vision, and he's got power. And he can block. And then he turns around on defense and is a monster.
Yeah.
You know, on the line.
He may even be a better defensive player than he is an offensive player. But, you know, I've been saying, I think I said it the last show. I didn't make it last week. A week before that, that Calvin is really probably the most improved guy. He's unreal. He is a monster on defense. Offense. Yeah.
And he stepped in. They thought it was going to have to be running back by committee, but he took hold of the position and just ran with it.
He was the committee. He was the chairman of the committee.
And every yard he gained helped out Houston because the teams couldn't put 5 back in the pass. They had to completely respect everything he did out of the backfield. He was a receiver out of the backfield. And then I'm going to go down the line because just so many players, all these guys did their jobs. And that's why I came to you.
Yeah, well, why don't you do that, Greg? Tell us, go right down the line. And
I don't know them all, but I do know that
Jake Karen came through immensely in the Thanksgiving Day game. Who would have thought? I mean, we know he was good, but wow. Wow.
Yeah, and then the addition, first-year player, Colby Champlin, never played football ever in his life, decided he wanted to run out and hit some people, and he turned into a great defensive lineman.
He's a sophomore?
He's a senior, and he's
he is?
after 1 year of football.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's a swimmer. Any champion's a swimmer. They're the best swimmers in town.
Yeah.
One person that I think that we should definitely mention that I think might get overlooked is a freshman, I believe, by the name of Alex Myers.
Number 50.
Because if you watch the first half of the Super Bowl, the one thing that was going to stop the Bulldogs from winning the Super Bowl was snapping the ball. And Alex Myers, the freshman, stepped in,
Came in and did it.
and you watch the Thanksgiving Day game. There's not a bad snap the whole game.
And there's no one running him over.
Yeah.
He obviously held his own out in fact too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good point. That's a good shout out.
Yeah, that was part of the. What we got on but that. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for bringing that up.
Hey, linemen got to stick together, right, Greg?
I'll tell you, there's one. There's a lineman that didn't get enough credit as not as a lineman, but it was the kid that scooped up the fumble and Ian Morissette came back too. He came back from an injury.
That was huge. That was forward. They got Ian Morissette back from injury, and they added Anthony Rodriguez, who was a starting linebacker last year. He practiced his 2 weeks. It made him eligible, and then it was a whole new defense for the Bulldogs versus.
And speaking of the devil, head coach Ron Spazzato is now here.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, you can sit here if you want.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Okay, so we got head football coach Ron Spazzato, the Westerly Bulldogs, right?
Congratulations, coach,
man.
You did it. You ripped that monkey right off Westerly's back. And you've done that in 2 sports now. Clean sweep, man. Honestly, you're both sports. 30 years for baseball, 23 for football. Congratulations. That's awesome, man. And you had a historical season. You really did. And I know you really can't respond yet.
Yeah. Get my microphone in a minute.
Yeah, we're getting his microphone set up.
I was going to use the link, and I saw Ben's message.
We can
come in because Ken will be at Scano. So.
Yeah. Just we were going over some of the people that some of the boys that really did well, you know. And I made a comment. I don't know how you. This is probably I gotta say I didn't see a lot of Stonington games this year, but you know, even though the score was 56-14, it's probably the best game they played all year. Believe you say, oh no, how can you say that? But I mean, they hung in there for a little while, and you know, Westerly. It just goes to show you how good Westerly is. This goes to show you how good they are. It's not going to be another. I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to make any predictions because.
Grab one of those mics right there. Sorry, guys. I had we did Thanksgiving yesterday, and I had 16 people at my house, which is the most I've ever had for that. And
wow.
I was a little discombobulated this morning.
Well, it looks like you're getting it. I just heard something click.
Hey, is working good?
Is there is the button pushed in?
Yeah.
Push it. Okay, talk.
Now it's up.
Now it's up.
All right.
Now we can hear man. The man, the myth, and the legend.
Testing.
Okay, cool. Yep.
All set?
Yep.
Good.
All right, folks, we are officially here with state champion. Turkey Day ties the overall record. He's done it in baseball, went on a 30-year hiatus, and he's taken them to 2 state championship victories. And after 23 years without a state championship in Westerly football, which is a football town, he brings us back the trophy. So congratulations to you, Coach. I guarantee you.
Thanks for having me. It was a great feeling, winning that for the players and, the coaches putting so much time in and all the fans and, alumni. And it was great seeing the class of – well, the team of 85, they invited me to their reunion for a little bit last night. I stopped in, and it was great, kind of talking to the past players from that Super Bowl team, and how they a lot of them like kind of felt young again watching our game, and kind of 4 or 5 of them talked. We had a speaker each day talking to the team. Sal's done it before, but Greg, actually, both of you guys have done it before.
Right.
We had 5 players from the 85 team come throughout the week, and it was great because some of them came before the Super Bowl game. So it was great having, past alumni that won a Super Bowl and one on Thanksgiving, talking to our players and, a special year we had getting to the Super Bowl. So it worked out perfectly with another even year. You know, baseball was 30, and football was what 20 over 20. So
23,
40 from the 85 team. But
it was 21,
21 since it
2001,
happened, but
2001,
So-
2002.
What clicked 4 weeks ago that just made you guys unstoppable?
Well, each loss we had, especially first the Portsmouth loss, and after a couple big wins, and then the last regular season game to West Warwick, kind of gets us back in gear and watching the film and seeing what our mistakes were and what our weaknesses were. You know, the Portsmouth game especially was more of a pass protection type of thing, and West Warwick we did have a couple injuries, but we just had trouble stopping the run, and offensively we had some problems getting going too, and it was a tough game, and then we just kind of had to refocus and regroup, and the playoffs were a whole new season. Even though we were the 1 seed, we're still coming off a loss, so it was we had to prove ourselves again, and players stepped up, and we got a couple guys back from injury, but the players, they just had one goal in mind, and they did whatever they needed to do to win.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was so much fun. It really was.
Yeah, it was as an alumnus of Westerly, played on 2 undefeated teams. I know somewhat of the feeling, but not like this though. This was just me. There's guys come up and say, "Well, don't forget that 1985 team." And listen, this team, in my estimation, this team was, if not the best, one of the best ever.
I mean, I didn't see every team myself since every won one, but I saw the 91 team, and I know my 96 team and we were a defensive team. We only gave up 6.1 points a game, but I don't know how we would have approached your offense. I really, truly don't, because you Calvin Hill, you cannot ignore. He made himself a factor that opens things up even more for Houston, who didn't. What did you throw 6 touchdown passes?
Yeah, and Landon was playing through a shoulder injury, and after the Super Bowl, we weren't even sure if he'd be able to play on Thanksgiving. So we're kind of putting in a little bit for Caleb in case he had to play quarterback, a couple extra QB runs. And Caleb's, he can step right in. Like he got some reps here and there. We don't give the backups too much. It depends on what we're doing. Certain drills we do go through all 3 quarterbacks. Certain team segments we do go through all 3. Actually, we have 4 quarterbacks counting Caleb. Got a couple younger guys too. But he can step right in and pretty much do anything. That's why he got the MVP of the Super Bowl. He kicks extra points. He used to play safety, and he kind of was starting to get a little too big. You don't see too many almost 6'5" safeties out there.
Right.
His body size and skill set was kind of made to be a defensive end on defense. So he used to play safety. He played defensive end this year, amazingly. Mike and Cherry did a great job with him and Calvin Hill. Both played defensive end for the first time ever.
Wow.
In high school anyway. And Caleb can step right in, like I said.
He can do everything. He really
offensively he can play tight end with his hand down. He splits out. Obviously, he can play quarterback a little bit. And I think that touchdown pass in the third quarter of the Super Bowl really, I think, pretty much showed our team and our fans that we'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then Landon knew the situation and how big of a game it was, and it's starting to feel a little better. He had some adrenaline going, and usually those injuries don't hurt us bad until the next day. So Landon was able to get back in there and did an amazing job closing out the game.
Another 3 touchdowns, right?
That touchdown pass to Caleb up in the corner of the end zone.
That was a classic.
Really, probably. It didn't seal it because we were only up by 2 touchdowns, 2 scores at the time. But it just felt like, all right, I don't think South Kingston's going to score twice. You know what I mean? So.
That was the one.
At that moment, I really felt, we were excited on the sideline. I could feel that we were probably going to win at that point. So that was like the emotional feeling after that we were probably going to win. It was a little more emotional at that point than actually when the time ran out. Because, with those 2 pick sixes, things kind of calmed down. All right, this one, we can calm down. We're definitely going to win this. We just got to see that clock, which seemed like it took forever to run down. That was the longest 4 minutes ever.
And watching
it was such a team effort. And going to the Thanksgiving Day game, such a team effort as well. We had so many different players score touchdowns or contribute. Like you were saying, you can't just focus on one guy because Cummings had some catches and some good yards, but I don't think he had Danny, I don't think had a touchdown this time. He had 4 in the Super Bowl. I don't think he
Right.
scored in Thanksgiving, but you had touchdown. Jake Karen,
Yeah, what a catch that was.
in Ben Cummings.
Ben
Caleb might have had one. I'm not sure.
Ben Cummings,
Caleb had the record,
Ben Cummings, the freshman,
record-setting touchdown.
Ben the freshman.
Man, Ben Cummings looked
He's a great player. And
He looks
unstoppable
he could,
against Stonington.
and he could play everywhere too. Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
He looked unstoppable against Stonington on the JV game.
He
That
did.
was like
Oh, the JV game. Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the JV game the week before that I called. I loved it, Coach. You texted me, how do you like our 16-player JV team? And I was like, they're crushing it right now. Like, it's insane. But in that JV game against Stonington the week before Thanksgiving, he ran for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown, and caught a touchdown.
Yeah, he's done an amazing job on the JV team, and he can play multiple positions as well. He's very similar, to Caleb. To be honest with you, he could end up being our quarterback in a couple of years. He could end up being a receiver. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's going to help on defense too. He's just a great athlete. So him a 1 year older, plus his brother coming back, Danny, and then Calvin and Landon, and
Well, yeah, we wanted to go over there. You got a lot of guys coming back, Coach.
We should be all right, and we'll be fine.
It's not like you're going to lose a lot of guys.
Now we did have 10 seniors. They're all kind of sprinkled in all over the place, and two big ones that played for the first time this year was Tristan Johnstone and Kobe Champlin.
Yeah,
who really we can go through probably about 10 players where that if they got hurt or didn't play, we probably weren't going to win this thing, and that really shows how important each player was to the team. Because if we didn't have Caleb, Kobe, that would probably not win. Obviously, if we didn't have Caleb, we'd have a tough time. Tristan, even playing at linebacker, especially when Sam Brimlow went down with an injury. It's really hard to think our defense was going to play that strong. Without Sam Brimlow as middle linebacker, and he was like the I know he's in the middle, but cornerstone of the line.
Yeah. No, that's appropriate. You can make that analogy.
The guys just all stepped up.
Yeah, Jake Karen especially.
Before the season, we're talking. If we stay healthy, we're going to win this thing, and we definitely did not.
Stay healthy. No.
That's for sure.
Still came together, and Steve Williams and Nunzio Vuno, the line coaches, such an amazing job with the offensive line, because we did have some obviously talent in the skilled position areas, but that offensive line was injuries and just guys not playing there before. Ian Morissette, we moved from he was our third string tight end. We moved to right guard. Before last year, Damon was lost in the mix. Fifth, sixth running back. He's like the fourth string tight end, and he wanted to go to line. He saw a hole there, and we knew he knew that he could get on the field that way. Dom Durfee came back from freshman. He hasn't played since his freshman year. He's really the only one that's really like a real lineman. He's huge.
Say his name again.
Tom Durfee, number 77.
Okay.
Big right tackle.
Yes.
And,
he's a monster.
And then Ryder had we actually had a pretty tall line.
Surprisingly,
we don't have a very big line like they used to. I remember Greg's team and early 2000s. The actual line was pretty big. Always known for big lines. We don't really with our lower numbers and just the now all kids just don't play anymore. Everybody, so you're not getting 60, 70 kids out. But
you do have a lot of skilled position players.
We have great skilled position players, and the line just kind of came together and understood what the goal was, and the line they knew exactly what they needed to do. They might not have been the most athletic or physical group of linemen, but they got the job done. It wasn't like a backhanded comment, but and a couple of the older guys kind of joking around were saying about us getting talent, having talent. Of course, you're not going to win a Super Bowl without talent. But if you were at our practice and knew the internal making of this team, our talent was definitely not more than a team like South Kingston when you combine everybody, counting the linemen and everything. So it's just an amazing job what Steve Williams and Nunzio did with the offensive line and getting them ready. With really having very minimal offensive linemen, to be honest.
Nunzio, just a
first year coach for us.
Nunzio Vuno coached Burrowville. up in Burrowville.
Yeah, with Gennaro. Him and Gennaro
Yeah,
buddies
yeah.
from
That's his cousin.
Westerly, yeah.
All right. I didn't know that.
Hey guys! By the way, we have a couple
There we go.
players on.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna go to a 15-second break because I promised I would. By the way, congratulations, Greg. You and I did the pre-show with Patrick from Wireless Zone. Wireless Zone Westerly 224 Post Road and Duns Corners had their best game or their best Black Friday ever yesterday. And he just wanted to call and say thank you. So they got great deals all weekend long. We'll be right back with 2 players at least. We'll be right back in 1 second.
How good are the Black Friday deals at Wireless Zone this year? So good, Patrick didn't even have time to film this ad.
Here we go.
How's it going, fellas?
Hey, guys.
Good, how are you?
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Congratulations. You guys, it was a pleasure to watch you guys play football this year. I'll tell you what, I played on a Super Bowl winning team, and I don't know how we would have stopped you guys, and we were a defensive powerhouse, but I really don't. I was just thinking about it, watching you guys the past 4 weeks. Whatever clicked, I don't know if you guys got together. I know what the coach said that he had instilled, and I think that's fantastic that you were bringing people in like that to speak to them. I mean, that's just brilliant. It really is. But you guys put together a historical season, breaking records left and right every game, and it was unbelievable. I don't even know. I want to know your emotions now, knowing what has it settled into realizing that you guys were a part of history now, and no one can ever take it away, and you guys can look back on it and watch that on 321 Media whenever you want.
Let's introduce who's who here first.
Damon Uva is in
On
the
the-
bottom left.
Right here.
Okay, I see him.
And Landon
Landon, I know.
Lucero is in the
Yep,
bottom
Landon.
right.
Yep, we know Landon. Okay,
All right.
go ahead, Greg.
So what's your emotions, fellas? How you feeling after it's all said and done, all the work you put in, 23 years it took to get there and win one, and you did it. You ripped the monkey off Westerly's football's back, and honestly, it was fun.
It feels amazing. It's obviously been a while since we won the Super Bowl, and then it's been even longer since we won the Super Bowl and won Turkey Day. So it just feels great.
It's wild. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of crazy at the end of the day, realizing that like senior year, we had so many records broken, so many records tied. Just ended our season like that. Like it's just it's kind of surreal thinking about it, like, and just how I end my high school career.
And hopefully that whatever you guys choose, whatever path you guys choose, you'll be. I know you'll be successful at. There's no question about it. But that's what football in high school is all about. It teaches more lessons than not. You really, it's going to set you up for your whole life. And this crew that you've got, Landon and Damon, maybe there'll be some more guys coming in. But those life lessons are invaluable, and you guys did it.
And Damon, you had to do it in different positions. You had to do it a lot of different ways. And am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, throughout his career, yeah.
Yeah.
Even this year, though, he he had to step in at center for a little while.
Yeah.
I went back to guard at the lab. I bet you he was probably pretty happy to play guard and things. We put Alex Myers, a freshman.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's
50.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Damon, if
center.
you were listening to the first part of the show, we weren't saying anything negative about you, buddy.
No, yeah, you were a stud on the line, man. You really were. You're both captains right here. And Landon, you've already broken every record, and you got a whole other year to go, which is pretty amazing. 6 touchdowns in a state championship. You got blood, you got ice in your veins, and no nerves whatsoever. You're a soldier. I know everybody dealt with injuries and pain and this and that, but you all year long, and then to really actually hurt it in the Super Bowl and to come back and win Turkey Day. I just got to say that you're the epitome of a football player, and Westerly's lucky to have you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Landon, how's your shoulder?
It's doing better. It still bothers me a little bit. It was hurting a few days before the Turkey Day game after the championship.
Are you gonna play basketball again?
Yeah. If my shoulder is feeling better, I should be good for tryouts next Monday. On Monday.
Cool.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm sure Coach
Awesome,
Pizarro
yeah.
will be very happy to hear that.
Yep. And he can come on whenever he wants if he's watching.
Yeah, Brent, come on. This is just a big post-game show.
Yeah.
Come on.
And
Yeah.
Landon definitely broke some of his own single season records as well, because the single season stats that he had were pretty amazing too. Over 2,800 yards passing, which has never been done before, and 40 touchdowns in the season is amazing. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
You laugh
Wow.
at it.
40
The
in
numbers
the
are-
season's got to be pretty close to a state record as well. I'm not sure about
I think it is. It is.
I know the overall record of he has 91 now.
Overall,
he has
91
career
touchdowns.
Rhode Island record, and I'll look at those single seasons. He would have had a crazy season. 40's a lot. Westerly,
It's for Rhode Island.
not being a pass really Stanley came around, and just amazing season put together. By
Absolutely.
Landon and his teammates.
Yeah, this is something you're never going to forget. And honestly, it's pretty awesome that you can go back and watch it. I literally had the hair on my arms just standing up when you guys were celebrating. Just because I know how good it feels. And but you guys were the greatest show on turf, without a doubt. When you
I like
were,
that.
yeah, you guys bought into the coaches. You really did, which shows. I mean, everybody knows you're like. Landon's like genius smart. So, but everybody bought into what the coaches instilled in you, told you to do.
Yeah.
You voluntarily switch positions, and that's what you got to do. You got to totally buy in, and you guys did. And the coaching staff did an unbelievable job, great job, coaching you guys all year long and dealing with everything that they had to deal with, whether it be injuries or your opponents, whatever it may be, because there was a lot of players playing in different positions all year long, and you would have never known it. You truly wouldn't have known it. And and coming back next year, you got a lot of talent coming back. A lot of your skilled players are coming back. So you look to really break some records if you ever did it again. But
the key is Coach Morano, Greg, and Coach Pizarro over here. The key is going to be that you got to keep all these guys healthy, and sure. Now, listen, I just want to real quick. There was a legend at Westerly's game on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day.
I was actually in studio, Sal, but thank you.
No, I was going to say it, but then I was thinking about someone else. His name is, when you look at the scoreboard, his name is up there on the scoreboard, Salvatore Jerry, and the coach Jerry was in his chair, rooting you guys on, and just to give you a little bit of what Coach Jerry was like when I played for him, and he said there's three things. There's three things out of the four downs that can happen when you throw the ball, and the fourth one is not good, and neither are the other three, because it could be intercepted. And I said, Coach, what do you think about that with Landon Husher? He said, listen, he said, I got to change that little philosophy that I had. He said, if I had that quarterback, he says, we'd be throwing almost every play as well. So just a nice tribute to you, Landon, and your teammates.
And the evolution of football. I mean, I am not nearly as knowledgeable. I couldn't have coached that team to a Super Bowl. I don't know half the stuff that they do. I mean,
I don't know.
They
haven't been in a huddle in 3 years.
Yeah, right?
It probably looks more complex. It is it's complex elements, but it's easier once you kind of know what you're doing. We wanted to make it look more complicated to the defense. Landon will know. We probably run 10 different passes, probably like 3 quick games and 7 dropbacks, but we'll run them out of a million formations. We move people around, make it look like we're running a million different things. One play Danny's in the slot, next play he's out to the right. Next play him and Jake are flipping sides. moving Caleb all over the place. And then, on Damon's wristband, the lineman wristband, he can tell you how much easy. I only put the cover, the pass protection or the run play, no formations, no motion, because they don't need to know that stuff.
Oh.
So the wristband on Landon's would look like, what is this? Like all these words, and they have no idea what we're talking about. And then, Damon's has like 1 or 2 words on it. So
That's right.
All right.
So did you guys pick it up pretty good, like Damon? Is that much? I remember last year, I think I ended up changing the wristbands to what everybody got, and I tailored it just to linemen, so it was way less confusing. I'm pretty sure they probably liked that better, didn't you?
Yeah, that was definitely, I mean, personally, just because it was hard for me sometimes in a fast moment, you have to look at specifically for us. Those 2 words are the only thing that's important to us, really. We don't need to know the formation. We don't really need to know if there's a motion. We don't need to know what the routes are. So when we're looking at all this stuff, some players are also getting confused because maybe they don't remember what the motion's called. So they're like, oh, wait, is this also for this play? What's this mean for us? So getting rid of all of those options and just making it way simpler was just definitely good for a lot of guys, including myself, because in fast situations, it was hard to tell sometimes what the play was going to be.
Well, go ahead, Greg.
I was just going to ask, were you guys nervous before the state championship, or were you just focused and ready to roll? So I had a little bit of both.
I mean, there's difference.
Who do we got?
Yeah, that's like especially just like any other.
Landon's going to a tunnel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Landon.
Okay.
I think you just went into a bad patch.
Well, we're going to say good morning to Dan Cummings.
Yes, we have that.
Dan, good morning,
Come
Dan.
home.
Good morning.
We got a problem with
We had a little problem with the audio, yeah.
I knew it. I knew he was a robot. Nobody
I know.
could be that talented.
I wonder if Ben's.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Dan. You really are. You're a spectacle to watch. You can do it all. You got hands that are incredible. You can run routes. I watched some of your releases in some of the practices I've been going, and you do some crazy stuff. And you get off the line and create space right off the bat, and then nobody can get you. But I have the question. 2 years now, you've been a phenomenal receiver, and you break records left and right. You already probably have. What position do you like better now?
I like receiver better now. I mean, before I played like running back, but receiver, like I'm just used to it now, and I like the big plays and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. And there was one literally like every game the entire season, which was phenomenal. Yeah, you've had a phenomenal early career, and it's just fun to watch you play football. It really is.
He's got the speed.
He's got the hands. He's got the technical stuff.
What he does with after he catches the ball is crazy. Just he jukes people, fakes them out.
Yeah,
Next thing you know, he's gone.
Yeah. You could get any space, and it's over when you got the ball.
I have more good. We sent a photographer twice to the games. I have more good solo shots of Danny than any other player because there's just so many times where Danny's completely by himself on the field.
Yeah.
Like there's no one else to take out of the background because there's no one around him. It's insane.
You can tell by those pictures too, because I look at the pictures and all of them. We have so many people. Alan and Landon's mother takes great pictures. She's a photographer,
Fantastic
and then we have other photographers that I see that our pictures are tagged in. One thing about Danny that I noticed is strides when he's running are totally different than everybody else. So that's a tribute to his form running and really what helps him be so fast as well. So
gallops.
Yeah, he's really.
I remember I had the one pass over the middle. I'm trying to think of what game it was in, and it was way ahead of the receiver. Very perfect throw, really right where you want to throw the ball, and you reached out to the absolute far as you could possibly reach out, and with his fingertips took it, but he never lost a tick of speed the whole time. They ran right by the defense. Gone. Nothing they could do. Yeah. No prayer. They might as well just stood there. And those are the types of plays all year long that was so fun to watch, man. And I love when they throw those wrinkles in and then do put you in the backfield and give you the ball. I love that too. So, yeah, I mean, all these guys are fun to
And
watch.
use him as a decoy a couple times.
Yeah, yeah,
Coach-
because you can do both.
Coach, that play that in the Super Bowl when Caleb Williams came in and he's all of a sudden now listen, I got to be honest with you guys. I was not at the Super Bowl, but I watched every minute of it on 3-2-1. Well, it wasn't 3-2-1. It was NFHS. NFHS. And my grandson, who is 7 years old and he loves football, he's going to be a player if he decides to. He's sitting on my lap the whole game, and he's jumping around because I'm jumping around. And when he made that play, I said, I haven't seen a play like that in high school in a long, long time. That was amazing. And how did you guys, did you know, Dan, what he was doing back there?
Well, that wasn't really the design play, but I saw him rolling out. So then Caleb gave me a little point to go up. So I just went down the field and he just threw it up to me and I got it.
Yeah, he was pointing like he knew exactly what he was supposed to be doing, right?
It was a hitch. They had it covered, and Caleb kind of bought some time for himself and told Danny to make a move deep, and he did, and corner couldn't stay with him. So it was great improv play and
great communication skills on the field
between
teammates. That's awesome.
Yeah, everyone in sync all year. You need to win like you guys won everything that you can win. You got to be in sync. You got to buy into what the coaches are teaching you, and you got to work your rear end off. And you guys did all that. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have a bad shoulder if he was going to train now. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have shocked me.
That was my first question when I saw him in the car. I got to say, guys, Greg, something you talk about a lot is watching teams as they get off the bus. And something that caught my eye at the beginning of the Super Bowl was the excitement and just the jumping around and little dancing and stuff that everybody on the team was doing at the Super Bowl before the game started. I was literally like, oh, Westerly's got this. No, they're so relaxed right now. They're amped up too. I immediately from the body language, I was like, I think this is going to be good. I think this is going to be great. It reminded me a lot of, you see that same body language with the girls volleyball team.
Oh yeah, they had their dance,
dancing on the sidelines the whole time, just relaxed, having fun. And the team chemistry, I think, is something that is the most important thing that can't be overlooked. And it really looks like you guys enjoy all playing with each other, and the team dinners and everything else. You're like, hey, we're all brothers here, and we have a goal, and we're going to get that goal. And you did it, as Alexander the Great and Coach Spazzato said. There are no more worlds to conquer.
Ronnie the Great. Ron, what was it like coaching these guys? Give us a little rundown of what it was like coaching these guys.
Pretty easy, really. I mean, we just got to, we just do what we have to do in practice. We try not to be outside too long. I know that, I played there. Kids, I was a player one time too. You don't want to be out there for, 3 hours. We kind of just get what we have to done, and they don't question anything. They're great teammates, and they buy into what we're doing. And every week we kind of might put in a little bit of wrinkle here and there out of a different formation, or defensively. Jordan and Mike Contrari and Jordan Husser did a great job with game plans. And the thing about the South Kingston game was the adjustments. We started up in our heavy front that we used against West Warwick, but it wasn't really working that great against South Kingston. We actually went back to our base defense, which is a 4-2-5. And then we kind of just can align to anything in that.
Yeah,
and,
you can bring anyone up. I love that defense.
We played great, and in practice, like I said, we never have any problems really. There was one practice where a couple of guys were strolling in late, and that was probably, a couple of weeks ago, and that was probably the only time I really had to get on them a little bit. And they all want to be there, which is great, and that's why I've never been a person to go beg somebody to be there. If somebody's on the fence about playing, I might say one thing to them, but I'm not going to make somebody or talk somebody into playing that doesn't want to be there, because if they're there and don't want to be there, it's going to end up being worse for the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want people that are going to be there, and every single one of our players, all 38 of them, whatever the low number we have, 40 is they all want to be there, and they're all all about Westerly football, and they know what the goals are, and the goal is to make everything a priority for the players. If they make the team a priority, we knew we'd have a chance to win a state championship, and that was kind of the off-season, word for all the underclassmen. You got to make this a priority if you want to win a state championship, and almost all of them did.
So you said you're losing 10 seniors, you're gaining 18 freshmen.
Hopefully all 18.
Yeah, hopefully all 18.
Yeah.
Great. Good young groups coming up.
Good freshman team, or whatever it is you want to call it. They really did well down at the Old Hopkins Road Field.
There's been good groups of athletes. This is a cluster of really good players.
Landon, after that interception that Stonington got there, the snap was a little off to the left, and we didn't get the block on that player like we should have and all that, but that play kept them in the game for a little bit, but it didn't seem to really bother us.
It didn't.
No, I was going to say that.
It was like, all right, that was one bad play. Our defense isn't going to give up much anyway. I obviously in the moment you don't want it to happen, but it seemed like it didn't really affect you too much, and then we got the ball back, and it was right back to
Yeah. Well, I was with a bunch of fans, about a couple hundred of them in the end zone. Nobody really panicked. All the guys that played before never really panicked.
No.
That have seen you knew that they were going to come back, because I've seen them under dire circumstances, and that really wasn't one of them.
And when you watch Landon, and I'm speaking third person to him, but when you watch him play, it seems like you're always at the same level. As far as emotionally, you don't get low, you don't get too low, you don't get too high. You stay right where you got to be, right in the middle of the road. No matter the circumstances, no matter the game. And in some of the games, Super Bowl included, I just laugh when I'm calling off your stats and when I'm talking about them and stuff, because some of them, they're video game stats. So, Danny, you too. Your whole team this year, it was like video game, playing a video game. And just it was fun to watch. I don't know how many times I can say that, but this was a big year. It was a big year because you're in a pocket here that who knows what you guys can accomplish if you keep all your coaches and everything.
Right.
Landon, I know you don't show too much emotion. I can tell when things are bothering them, but it's more about your eyes. Like when you were feeling the pain and at South Kingston, he was kind of unsure if he would be able to return. I could tell how much that bothered you, and that's why after that interception that. Turned things around for a few minutes for Stonington, kind of, obviously gave them a little bit of a, glimmer of hope there. But I could tell by our team how they looked coming off the field that they knew it was probably, one bad play, and we got to move on to the next.
Right. Now, Coach and Greg, and I'm sure Greg will remember, one of the biggest games of the year, I think, was the Central game. And listen, don't ever sell that Central team short. They were the state champions in the division that plays under the top division. No, it was a Central. Yeah. They won that.
The consolation Division 1 playoff.
Right.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So
I
was up at practice in that week, and I'm yelling. They probably want to know who the heck I was. I said, "You guys got this. You guys got this." And you guys did. That was a big win.
Yeah,
you whipped them pretty bad.
Yeah, played great that game, and Central's a very, very tough team, and we made a ton of plays. Danny must have, I think he had like 9 or 10 receptions that game. Another big game by him, and defense stepped up when they needed. And another big part of that game was there were so many teams like watching us, because we have on our film that field is it's hard to film from anywhere, so you're filming from the stands. So you can see there's about 5 Stonington players in front of there. There's Burrillville, and it was a great game to play in front of teams watching us.
Yeah,
and scouting us.
it was a huge
Probably-
crowd that night.
Probably not a great game for Stonington to go and watch us win, but
Yeah,
it was a great game.
huge win because you had lost to Portsmouth, you had lost to Situate, right?
Yeah, that's my
And now
thing.
you come back against Central. I said,
All
and
these
you-
guys bounced right back after
Yeah.
every loss. You won the next game. You didn't go on a 2-game slide at all.
Yep.
I mean, you guys. It's a credit to you guys. You never saw you guys drop your heads and get down on yourselves like all year. I'm sure that emotionally there were times, but you guys didn't show that on the field, and that speaks volumes to the other team that you can't get rattled. You're not going to rattle them. And a lot of people, they were talking highly about South Kingstown, I'll tell you what, in all the bigger papers. And they weren't the following day.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Danny, is Ben rubbing it in that he scored a touchdown yesterday?
Oh yeah, he was talking about it at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more of you too, which I love. And
Yeah, that was-
Danny, you got 2 years left. That's incredible. And it's
Landon's
just,
got a year too.
yeah, most of your skill position players are going back.
Damon, have you decided where you wanted to go? Yeah, I know you visited a lot of schools in the Northeast, and I know you want to play, and a lot of teams are interested.
Not yet. I had throughout the season like practically just 3 schools recruiting me, but I've had a lot reach out since the end of the season, so I still want to look at those opportunities. But I'm definitely getting closer, and I'm hoping to decide as soon as possible.
Yeah, and you'll fit in somewhere. Pretty much every Division III team in New England should want you as a person on their team, as a teammate, because
Right.
You can play several different positions, and just the attitude and to play football in college, you really got to love it. And I played at Framingham State in Division III, and you're not getting a scholarship. You're obviously not going to the NFL. So you really got to love football.
Playing for the love of the game.
And I know you do, Damon. You'll be a great player that'll last all 4 years at college and get through it and have a lot of fun. So
And there's a lot of pros to playing. I mean, not only playing the game for the love of the game and getting that out of it, but you go to college, you go earlier than all the other college students. So when school starts, you've already met every athlete on campus, and the camaraderie is definitely there in college. But the speed, definitely at Division III, the speed of the game is a lot faster. It really is. I can't imagine Division I. But it's a lot faster. It's an adjustment. Yeah, good luck to you, and congratulations that you got all that looking at you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Unbelievable, really. This is giving me goosebumps here with these guys. It's just as a graduate, we started the football thing going because up until my senior year, junior and senior year, Westerly was known as a basketball town.
Yeah, back in the day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm back in the day.
Yeah.
So you guys all think I'm young, but I'm a little bit older than Ronnie, Coach Spazzato, and I'm a little bit older than the voice, Greg Morano. When I played, the football field was over where the quad is. And when Coach Jerry, his first game of the year against South Kingston, first time he ever coached, South Kingston had either 4 All-Staters on the team. 3 of them were for basketball, though, and one of them was, and he was 0-0, and no one ever knew what he was going to do, other than the players. We just had faith in him, and it came down to a place kick, an extra point. We beat him 7-6, 94-degree weather, and after that it was all downhill, and we turned it over to guys like Greg Morano, Coach Spazzato. You guys now are carrying the mantle.
All I do is talk.
Yeah, but when you can't from when you played.
Oh yeah, I did
That's
take
what
one
I'm
home,
talking about.
and I still
I'm talking
talk
about when you
it.
played.
It's
When
the
I played,
conversations- the
Coach
conversation
Spazzato
comes up.
played.
Yeah.
But right now, these guys are carrying it, and they're carrying it really, really well. I'm telling you.
And Danny, didn't you won as a senior in Pee Wee? So you've won a Pee Wee Super Bowl, and you won a state championship, and you got 2 more years to tack some more on. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I also
Yeah,
lost.
What? You always been fast like that, or you
Yeah,
look at it, or
he was a dominant. He was a the best running back that I've seen in PB football.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He can lower his shoulder and hit you. He's not all speed. He was a great
Well, I've
running
seen
back.
him make those
Great
runs.
runner, in the 7 years I've done PBs, he's the best running back that's going through by far.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
better-
there's some guys that
yeah.
really, you're talking some guys that really came up and,
So,
yeah.
he was good.
He's
And I'm not just saying that because you're right there. I'm being dead honest. I watched every one of your games. I called every one of your games. And again, you're another guy. You make moves. You do things that make me laugh because they're so ridiculously good. Instead of cheering, I just laugh and I'm like, oh my god. And all three of you made me do that this year a lot. And that's why I was so lucky. But I'm so lucky that I had the opportunity to watch you guys play, and I can't wait till next season already. But definitely take some time and enjoy this one. Take it in, and you're never gonna forget it. I promise you that. No matter where you go and what you do, you're not gonna forget it. And to do it for Westerly to not only tie the Thanksgiving Day game, that's another huge thing you did for the school.
Equalizer.
Yeah, really. Coach Pizzato, anything you want to, before we wrap up, anything you want to say? Or
One thing when you were talking about Danny, how he reminds me of J.R. Lamont from the early 2000s. Just because so many, he was another, Super Bowl champion 2008, 2001.
Yeah.
And he would make plays on, he'd have an offensive touchdown, a defensive touchdown, a special teams touchdown. It seemed like every single game. And there was a lot of games where Danny made a play on each of those. And, a lot of people made that comparison to JR. And, he was one of the, best players to come through here, skill position especially. So that's a very good comparison for Danny.
Definitely, he
And
was.
I definitely want to congratulate Landon for your play since you started as a freshman. But this year was magical. It really was watching you throw the ball and breaking the record for Rhode Island history in your junior season. That's the likes of Liam Cohen, who I think is coaching for St. Louis Rams right now.
Jacksonville.
He's at Jacksonville now.
Did a great job, by the way.
And I knew his father coached me in college, Liam Cohen, Coach Cohen. And Liam was little, but he ended up hands down being the best quarterback in Rhode Island history.
Probably Rhode Island history.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to last.
Until now.
Yeah.
Landon, what did it mean to throw your little brother a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's right. God, yes.
That was definitely great. My first touchdown pass to him was earlier this season against Central, and then it was just great doing it in the Super Bowl. He made a great play on the ball.
And he's another one
if you see that video of the Super Bowl catch, Allen turned around just in time to catch that. I think the ball was off before he actually turned around. He turned around, it was like right on his chest. And then the way Allen is, he doesn't really celebrate anyway. He's kind of like, all right, I scored a touchdown. Here's the ball.
Well, that's what they say. Good. Do it like it wasn't your first time. Yeah.
Yep. The old Jimmy Brown, when he asked his father, what do I do when I get in the end? He says, act like you've been there before.
He didn't
That's what Emmitt Smith.
The ball was on him. As soon as he turned around, he's like, all right, the ball's here. And he just caught it.
Emmitt Smith, Jerry Rice, and they always handed it off right back to the ref.
Yeah,
But
I see good things for this crew. I see good things for.
We've just seen good things.
You're losing 10 seniors, but you're picking up 18 people, hopefully coming back, and then you've got all kinds of possibilities. But now is the week that you can really sit back and just take it easy.
You are the absolute best. There's nothing no one can ever tell you that in 2025 you aren't the best team in Rhode Island. I think you're right up there, and you would have been right up there in Division I as well.
The interesting thing, you have the 10 seniors that are going, and some of the positions and obviously, Coach, I'm just suggesting, so I'm just talking smack here. But you have Caleb Williams leaving, right? Yeah. And you just said Ben Cummings reminds you of Caleb Williams, right? So you have somebody coming up to fill that spot. You have Jake Heron leaving, and he's kind of been like the Wes Welker, and you got a Julian Edelman in Alan Husserow right in the wings. You have, and then you still have Landon, you have Danny, you have Calvin Hill. They're all moving up another year, and
you got number 50
here next year.
What's his name again?
Yeah, Alex Myers.
There you go.
Alex
man.
Myers.
There you go.
I love-
Oh, man.
Freshman center.
I said it though. I
Wow.
said if they lose
Yeah, a couple,
because of the snaps.
a couple of the other receivers too to step right in. We got Carter Williams, Caleb's brother, still got another year. Once he gets that cast off there, he played with the cast the last month of the season. He thought he was going to be out for the season, and then he got the clear to put a cast on and all that and wrap it up. And then we have Davon Hazard. He had a huge touchdown. I think it was one of the West Warwick games there where he caught a little quick pass and ran for a touchdown. Somebody got hurt. And
Was Ian a senior? Is he a senior?
Ian's a junior, so he'll be back at linebacker and guard, so he'll be all right.
I wonder if his number will still be a big deal next year.
Lan, you had a visit today?
No, I'm at my sister's basketball
All right.
tournament.
Nice.
I think I have to get going.
Yeah.
But-
All right.
All right, guys. The
Listen,
show's over
brother.
anyway. Fantastic season, brother. Can't wait to
All
watch
right,
you next year.
Thank you.
And I also want to tell you, welcome to the club. You earned it.
I just want to mention something, and we've mentioned it a couple times during the show. Anytime that Landon really would get in trouble, or it seemed like the opposing team was going to shut out the Bulldogs or stop them. Landon had number 41, which a lot of teams don't have, number 41. And let me tell you why he was important, because every time the Bulldogs, you felt that maybe they were going to get stopped, Chubb
21.
Chubb Hill, Calvin Hill would break a big run. And how many times did you see him? If it was third and long, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 25. Calvin, no matter how far it seemed, he seemed like he was able to break tackles, make the moves, juke. And he's, if you saw him like a year ago, that wasn't the same guy. This is a different guy.
When we got in trouble, sometimes the downfield pass game was struggling a little bit. We'd go to that screen pass too.
Yeah.
That would open things.
Did
back
that against
up.
Stonington and South Kingston.
Yeah, and that was we practiced that reverse all year long, and we finally had a chance to run it where it was a good time too.
That was
the right hatch
fantastic.
for it, and
Your stride on that was insane.
Stonington was kind of getting some momentum after that interception, and we had a third. It was a third down, or it could have been. I can't remember. I think it was a third down when we ran that reverse, and I know Danny's been practicing with
that was
Calvin
unbelievable
all season long, and we finally were able to run it. So.
Reverse, right?
And now, Danny, you actually for you to go to basketball now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing.
Cool.
Yep, not much of a rest.
No, not much rest. No,
Guys, I gotta be honest, I haven't, other than the 5 to 10 minutes or whatever that Greg and I called in the third quarter, I have not watched the Thanksgiving Day game yet. It was on in front of me, but I was producing the Westerly game, the Cherahoe game, and the Cranston versus Cranston game. Thursday morning was an absolute crazy mess for me. I am so excited. In about 45 minutes, my company is leaving. I had a great time with family.
They could be watching. Be careful.
I had a great time with family. It was absolutely wonderful. They're leaving, and I am gonna go sit on the couch and watch the Thanksgiving Day game because I didn't get a chance to see it. So I'm very excited to go do that right now because you guys are just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, Damon, good luck wherever you go, man. College is a great time. They say it's the best time of your life. I loved high school too. Yeah. But good luck everything you do. You're a huge part of the team. A huge part. I know I saw number 55 doing a lot of different things. And without players that were able to do that, you would have never been able to accomplish what you guys did. So, Danny, you're just a phenom, and I can't wait to watch you play again either.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Definitely is a phenom. That's a good word for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Coach, thank you, because the
thanks for
coaching
having
was
us.
unbelievable this
Got a
season.
good staff there.
You guys did amazing things. If you struggled in the first half, you came out in the second half and with a whole new
Made the adjustments.
mindset. Yeah, and that goes
Especially
to
the
coaching.
South Kingston game. They made some adjustments there, really big.
Yeah, and some of it was really just going back to our normal stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, great to do, and no one was stubborn about things. If something wasn't working, then we tried something else or went back to something. So that was a testament to the coaching staff as well.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Coach Rios was going to come on, but I think he got busy with some haircuts.
Brent said that he's going to come on next week.
Brent is going to come on next week. You know what we might do next week? If I can figure it out, we might be live from Rio's barbershop next week.
Awesome. That'd be so much fun. And I got to get a haircut, so maybe while I'm getting my haircut.
Why don't you go on the show, man?
Yeah.
Why don't you go on Chuck Talk? Text Carlos. Go on his show.
All right.
Have you seen the show?
No.
He cuts people's hair while they have a conversation.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't know. All right.
Well, hopefully we'll be up there next week, and we'll starting to get into the basketball season.
That's it.
Unbelievable. Brent Fazzaro.
One thing I want to say before we go is you saw the celebration of the anniversary of 40 years since the Super Bowl Thanksgiving win in 1985.
Yes.
With the 1985 Bulldogs team. That 1985 Thanksgiving was a really big deal because Ken Collins, the legend Ken Collins, who has called this game for nearly 50 years on the radio, was not able to call the Thanksgiving Day game in 1985, 40 years ago, when the Bulldogs won the Thanksgiving Day game and the Super Bowl in the same year. Because he had a health emergency, like the morning of Thanksgiving, and had to go. And 40 years later, it's incredible that he's still able to call these games. And we got him to do play-by-play one last time for Thanksgiving this year. Greg, you were very gracious to step aside and let him do the play-by-play.
With his grandson, I mean, that was perfect.
With his grandson, Ken Collins got to do play-by-play one more time for Thanksgiving on the 40-year anniversary of the first time he ever had to miss it.
He will be in the booth with me at some.
He will be in the
next
booth.
Year.
He's still going to be around.
Yeah, he'll be around whatever games he wants to do.
He's still going to do it, but he, unbeknownst to me, took the time to retire from play-by-play at the beginning of the Thanksgiving Day game. And Greg, you stayed here and did the studio stuff with me. And it was really nice, actually, that we had a commentator on deck because we lost microphones at one point, and you were able to take over for him and then send it back to Ken and Dan. And then we also, somebody unplugged our entire system at the end of the game. So we got to come back on for the post show for a minute. But
congratulations.
Anyway, we is
Calvin.
Is Chubb here too, or just Calvin?
Just Calvin.
All right. You didn't bring your son last. You brought your son last time. All right. Well, congratulations to you on behalf of him. Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to the legend Ken Collins.
Absolutely.
50 years of calling the Thanksgiving Day game. And this year he got to do it in front of his biggest crowd that he's ever called it in front of on 3-2-1. We had over 25,000 people watching live on the game, and very, very, very cool. We love you, Ken. And he's down at Toscano's right now, and I got to let Ronnie go so that he can go say hi to them.
All right. Well, I also want to send out an apology to the volleyball team for missing last week.
Well, talking about Ken and the medical issues and stuff. So we and then your own medical issues. Like we got stuff. Life happens. Life gets in the way, but we all persevere. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Damon. Thank you, Danny. Thank you to. By the way, do you prefer Dan, Danny, or Daniel?
I don't care. Most people from football call me Danny, though, but I don't care.
Danny. Yeah.
Okay, because I keep referring to you as Danny because Greg does, and I'm like, he's turning into a grown-ass man. I should ask him. All right, Coach, why don't you have the final word on this one?
No, just thankful for what the players did and their commitment to the team and the coaches, and it all showed on Sunday and then on Thursday. So
congratulations to you, man.
Great team that we have.
You've brought baseball back to the pinnacle. You've brought football back to the pinnacle, and that's amazing. That's some amazing stuff. It really is.
And one guy just happened to walk into the studio.
Yeah, man.
A little second. And
The third,
the third.
he's the monster. He's a monster. I
He's
can't
the
wait.
guy.
Next year, he's
All
going
right.
to remind me. He reminds me of Terrell Davis. He really does. I don't know why. I'm a secondary Bronco fan. Like that maybe be a second team, but
I'm gonna end this. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon. More football
Thank you,
soon.
thank you, Ben.
for having us.